Hey guys, the DVD update here for Horror Month Video 5. If you're wondering what this is around my neck right here, don't worry about it. I'll explain some other time, but me and my girlfriend were able to watch a movie for Horror Month, and we watched, let me see if I can get it without glare, Warning Sign. 1985 movie called Warning Sign. As you can see there's a guy with a biohazard suit on with a biohazard symbol up top. Came out in August of '85, I believe. Check out the back. It's got Sam Waterson in it, which you can see right up here. The guy up at the top, who was on Law and Order and a bunch of other stuff. He's very young in this film. Who else? It also has Joanne Morse, or what am I saying? That's her character name. Kathleen Quinlan, I mean. It also has Yaphet Kotto and Jeffery DeMunn, who you know from a bunch of Stephen King stuff, like and some bunch of TV shows, but you know him from, he was in Storm of the Century, he was in The Mist. So yeah, Warning Sign. Oh, let's see if the disc art isn't that bad either. Check that out. Okay, this movie pretty much is about a company called Biotech, which is a research center, supposedly a research center for agriculture in the rural part of Utah. Which, when me and my girlfriend were watching this movie, and we saw the awesome mountains in the background, and it was really pretty landscape, I was like, wow, where is this, Colorado? And she's like, yeah, it kind of looks like Colorado. But reading on the back, it says rural Utah, so I didn't know. So, good job, Utah, on looking pretty in this movie. But anyway, like I said, Biotech Research Center for Agriculture. Basically, it's just a cover-up for the government developing biological weapons. Everyone that works there, except for the scientists and the higher up people, know that it is a biological weapons facility, but all the lessers and under people think it's research center for agriculture to you know help they think it's a center for agriculture, you know, to help their crops and whatnot. Just different research for that. And so yeah, this guy back here from Law and Order, Sam Waterson, plays Carl Morse, who is the rural town's sheriff, and he has a wife that works at Biotech, who is the one and only security guard, it would seem like. And it starts off with him just chilling, you know, outside of a mountain or whatnot, just lounging around in his truck, and he calls her, or she calls him rather, from inside the laboratory, inside of her security booth, which is like covered with monitors and different control panels and stuff like that, where she can see the whole facility. And you know, there's different floors, and kind of like in the movie I reviewed the other day, P2, they're named P1, P2, P3, and P4 going down. And so anyway, she calls him, making sure he's ready to pick her up because she's about to end her shift at work. Meanwhile, it shows the scientists, you know, doing their scientisty things, and guy accidentally has like gets a sticker or a label on his arm, and he's leaning over some test tubes, and from the label, a test tube gets stuck on there, drops onto the ground, and of course he steps on it unknowingly, thus releasing a toxin into the air, if you will. Of course, alarms go off, the whole building shuts down, locks everybody inside, and everyone's like, oh, it's just a false alarm, until the government gets involved. The government calls and says to the security woman, you got to do this, this, and this. So she does all this stuff, like she has to go open a safe, get the key out, unlock the key box, and there's her instructions on what to do for it's like a level. There's like levels, and like level 5. You know, it's really bad, basically, what's happening. And what this virus that is unleashed does, now this is going to run you for a loop. It makes you go psychotic with rage. It brings out your inner rage, and you just want to kill everything and anything in sight. Does that sound like 28 Days Later? Yes, it does. So anyway, that's basically what it does. And when you die, if you die, you come back to life. So there's zombies in here too, and you still have the rage in you, and you want to kill anything and everything, and you still have your wits about you. You can talk, you know all your scientisty things. If you're a scientist, you know what you do, you know your name, you know your fellow co-workers' names. So yeah, that's kind of cool. It's got 28 Days Later kind of aspect of the rage thing, where it has a cool scene where rats are the guinea pig rats are fighting that they used to test on. The monkeys are fighting between their cages, and they have to put the monkeys out of their misery or they'll kill each other and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool, but it's only contained on P4 until some douchebag just goes ape shit and crazy, and just throughout the whole building. And then of course Big Brother shows up. The government comes in to try to cover everything up and basically sweep it under the rug, and the townspeople aren't about to let that happen. And so basically the sheriff dude is trying to get in to get his wife out, who is immune for some reason to the rage virus, and that's kind of like 28 weeks later, isn't it? So we figure out at the end of the movie why she's immune. But anyway, so the sheriff goes into town and he finds a person that was recently fired from biotech, where he learns that biotech is really not an agricultural center. It's a biological weapon development for the U.S. Army. And so with him, who is played by Jeffery DeMunn with a beard, they, they basically break into the quarantine and try to save everybody by developing the antivirus they already have developed doesn't really work well, so they have to make up a new one on the spot, and they try to use woman's blood because she's immune. Overall, I mean, I really liked this movie. This was a pretty good movie. On IMDb, I don't know, it's a 5.6. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, and it kind of took things from, well, maybe 28 Days Later took some stuff from this, because they have the rage virus in there. They got the woman that's immune to the virus, like in the second one. It's got zombies. So yeah, that was Warning Sign. Had to make this quick because I haven't slept in like 2 days, so I gotta go. That was Warning Sign. I definitely suggest you guys check it out.
These are the signs of warning, symbols of danger. Some are all too familiar. This one signals the most ominous threat of all. By the time you see it, it may already be too late.
I've got a warning flag.
This is not a drill. Seal the building. No one in or out.
God Almighty.
How many dead?
You didn't see a thing, you understand?
Who are you trying to protect?
Pray for the people trapped inside. Pray they never get out. Warning sign. Sam Waterson, Kathleen Quinlan,